Alright lads, Imperial Bodybuilding here, you know the score, I bring you the latest bodybuilding news. Lads, I want to start the show off with a question today. You're looking at Samson Dauda, who is 2 weeks out from the Olympia. Is it just me, or does Samson look extremely downsized? I mean, last year we were seeing constant updates and he was looking absolutely huge. We all know from the Romania Pro that he's taken a different approach this year. He is chasing conditioning, and when we saw him at Romania, he did look polished. He looked extremely conditioned, probably more conditioned than what he was on the Olympia stage last year. But my question to you lads is, what is it that Samson is going to bring that can beat the best Huddy, the best Nick and the best Derek that we've ever seen? Because those three, it seems, are bringing their absolute best. So what can Samson do to retain his title? Let me know in the comment section below, because I'll be honest, I'm used to seeing Samson at 300 pounds, gargantuan, huge. But this year, I'm skeptical, guys. I don't know what he's going to bring to make him retain the title. Let me know. Now we look at the front double from last year and the back double. And I'll be honest, I think Samson, I'm not going to say he was gifted, but let's not forget that Huddy the year before walked off stage when Derek won. And you look at Samson here, yes, he's absolutely huge, 300 pounds. But I see just a lack of conditioning, no conditioning on the glutes. You see the biceps are very flat, and they're just the conditioning around the midsection and the conditioning as a whole. Is this really Olympia worthy material? But then as we fast forward to the Romania Pro, this is a completely different look. The biceps look peaky. The conditioning is flawless, probably better than when he went onto the Olympia stage last year. The lat spread is improved, and his overall polish and detail is just more complete. But I do think he's downsized. Yes, he can grow into the show like Kevin Lerone. Do I think that's going to happen? What I'm seeing now, I think this is the size that he's going to keep. Obviously, he's going to be carved out of his eyeballs when he goes into the show. But looking at the back double, I think the lack and the loss of muscle has definitely caught up at the back. The lat spread was one of Samson's strong points, so that's no cause for concern. I think the conditioning down at the glutes and the hamstrings has improved. But my question is, what kind of Samson? Is this going to be enough to win the Olympia? Let me know in the comment section, lads. Now, as we move on, you are looking at Stefan Matala, who just competed yesterday in the Tsunami Pro. Now, I was impressed. I'm not going to lie. I thought he was an Instagram bodybuilder, but when he got onto the stage, I thought that his Instagram look, it really translated. And I do think that this man is special. I do think that it's premature to say that he's the next big thing. But if you see the muscle bellies, if you see the symmetry, the detail, look, he's special. But you look at the back here, he still needs a year or two to really fill the back out. You know, he was standing next to Hassan Mustafa. You know, Hassan Mustafa is literally the Fred Flintstone of bodybuilding. He's just a big block of muscle. And he made Stefan look like a Haribo next to him, just a small piece of candy. Now, Stefan has just announced that he will be doing the Prague Pro. And my question to you lads, is this really a wise move? Do you want to throw yourself into a show with the likes of Martin Fitzwater, battle-hardened pros like Krizo, and even Keon Pearson? I mean, I always think in bodybuilding, it's about retaining your stock. And you look at Krizo here, who's just posed with his friend. I don't think Stefan Matala can finish really top 5, top 6 when he's going up against behemoths like Krizo. Now, talking about Krizo, I love Krizo. I think his muscle bellies are some of the best in IFBB history. But I just think his skeletal frame is sort of all over the place. Like, you look at the back here. Lads, for a seasoned pro, let's not forget he's been competing even before he was in the Pro League. His back's still all over the place. His shoulders just dwarf the back. They make it look small. He still can't hit a back lat spread to save his life. You know, even when you turn him to the side and a side tricep, he's got gyno. But there are certain poses that when he hits, like, he's got that 3D-like Phil Heath muscle belly quality about him. He's an amazing, amazing bodybuilder, and he's a marvel. Just the way his friend moves out of the frame there, because no one stands. Very few people stand next to Krizo when he hits him most muscular. He looks like a bull infused with gear. That's the only way to describe Krizo. He is Mr. Olympia, just standing still. But when it comes to the transitions, he definitely needs work. It'll be very interesting to see how he gets on against someone like Keon Pearson, who will also be competing at the Prague Pro. Now, we look at Keon here. He posted this video just earlier today, and Keon is a modern marvel. Lads, what do you think if he was to go against someone like Hadi Chopin now? Very similar size. Or Derek Lunsford. How would he get on? Because for me, pound for pound, in the transitions, he's just as complete. His muscle bellies are absolutely ridiculous. His fullness, his symmetry, he's like a mini Ronnie Coleman. I think this lad is pound for pound the best bodybuilder in the world. If you think any different, let me know in the comments. But Keon Pearson, it's very hard, other than his height and the midsection, to criticise him. I just can't. And last but not least, I just want to talk about Good Vito again. I've spoke about Good Vito before. I'll speak about him again. I just think that this man possesses that much quality. I think the back is improved. You just look downstairs. I don't know anyone other than Nick Walker that even comes close. Just to the stride, to glutes, the hamstrings, feathering. He's got literally everything. And I think that if he can put it together, we are looking at a top 3 Olympian. Maybe not this year, but definitely next year. I think this man is definitely in the running. Now, we have a recent update just today from Regan Grimes, who is the greatest Instagram bodybuilder on the planet, hands down. Now, if you look at Regan, just from a sheer aesthetic point of view, look at that back. I mean, he's wide. It's got detail from the rhomboids to the lower bottom. The hamstrings are peeled. I think Regan, if he was to put it together, if he was to come onto the Olympia stage looking like he does on Instagram, then we could be having a new Mr. Olympia. But this is how deceiving Instagram can be. It's under the perfect lighting. It's just how the athletes want themselves to look. But let me know what you think. If Regan put it together, could he be Mr. Olympia? And last but not least, we have an update from Jeremy Buendia, your former men's physique champion. This is a men's physique. Like, lads, I'm seeing men's physique now, and there is no criteria. You're seeing black dudes that could compete in the open. But Jeremy Buendia, he is the pinnacle for me. He's got the tiny waist, the broad shoulders. He's extremely conditioned, great chest. This is men's physique, and I think that him and Ryan Terry would do battle this year to see who wins. I think it's going to be between them two. But men's physique is one of those divisions that it doesn't really have a criteria. As I say, there are black dudes that could literally compete in the open. Most of them don't have any legs, so obviously they couldn't even go into classic. But let me know what you think. Is men's physique an absolute waste of time? I actually did a poll a couple of weeks ago, and I think bikini was more popular than men's physique. Anyway, lads, that's all for today. If you haven't already, leave a comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. We are 2 weeks away from the Olympia.